Humanity did not answer first contact with weapons. Humanity did not answer incursions with retaliation.
They never saw us as alive.
Humanity chose observation.
We held the line for years.
Analysis became doctrine.
Navigation confirms their fleet pattern hasn't changed.
Silence became strategy.
Only as something that didn't push back.
Across decades, patterns formed.
Watched them take ships apart piece by piece.
The unknown intruders were not chaotic.
We gave them that impression.
They're not preparing for resistance.
They were precise, calculated.
We let them believe it.
Watched crews disappear.
Detached.
They're repeating previous observation routes.
They entered systems without warning. They disabled infrastructure without escalation.
For decades.
They removed individuals without explanation.
No retaliation.
Same timing.
And they never responded to communication.
We thought understanding would matter.
Orders were clear.
Not once. Humanity endured.
It doesn't.
Do not escalate.
Not out of weakness,
Same formation.
but restraint.
They expect no deviation.
Not to them.
A belief persisted.
That order cost lives.
They don't interpret empathy.
Understanding would prevent war.
But we followed it.
That's their weakness.
That belief lasted 32 years. Then came the event over Hallian Verge,
They don't interpret restraint.
a civilian orbital ring housing 80 million lives.
Because we believed in it.
Predictability.
No military presence.
They don't adapt until after.
They interpret response.
I don't anymore.
No strategic value.
And we gave them none.
Only habitation.
After Halcyon Verge,
So we strike before.
The Chiral Synod arrived without deviation from prior behavior. They did not deploy weapons initially.
That ends now.
there's nothing left to believe in.
They scanned.
Every jump vector mapped.
Every observation we made.
They observed.
Every node location confirmed.
That wasn't strategy.
Then they altered scale. Energy output rose beyond all prior encounters.
Every pattern we recorded.
That wasn't war.
We can reach all of them simultaneously.
Human vessels attempted communication.
Every weakness we mapped.
If we commit everything,
No response.
That was experimentation.
We use all of it.
Evacuation protocols initiated.
On civilians.
Not to defend.
not a partial strike.
Not fast enough.
To erase the variable.
The orbital ring collapsed inward.
Total deployment.
On families.
Not destroyed. Erased.
They removed a city like it was nothing.
On people who never even saw them coming.
Matter disassembled at the atomic level.
Every fleet,
So we remove everything.
80 million lives converted into data.
every reserve,
I saw the data logs.
Stored. Cataloged.
Not a fleet.
They categorized the screams.
every hidden installation.
Interpreted.
Not a system.
Humanity listened to the silence that followed.
All at once.
As signal distortion.
No signal of hostility was transmitted. No declaration.
Everything.
Not even relevant noise.
They won't understand it.
Only a pattern shift.
They need to understand one thing.
That was when understanding came.
Until it's already happening.
Just something to filter out.
The Chiral Synod did not recognize suffering. It did not recognize life.
That's what we are to them.
We are not passive.
Only variables.
By then, it's too late.
We were choosing not to act.
Humanity had been categorized,
Noise.
They won't have time to analyze.
not as equals, not as threats.
That choice is gone.
I'm done being noise.
No time to respond.
But as a passive system,
No warnings.
Their system depends on iteration.
a system that did not resist,
Give the order.
a system safe to test. Humanity had been patient.
No signals.
Let the fleet off the leash.
We remove iteration.
Humanity had been silent.
No negotiation.
That silence ended.
We remove time.
Let them feel what we've been holding back.
The shift was not announced. No declaration was sent.
We already tried that.
Because we have been holding back.
We remove options.
No warning issued.
They ignored it.
Humanity did not broadcast intent.
That's how we win.
Every weapon we didn't use.
It acted. Every fleet mobilized simultaneously.
Not by fighting longer.
So now we speak in a language they understand.
Hidden arsenals activated.
Every system we kept offline.
By ending it instantly.
Black site weapons brought online.
Outcome.
Every contingency we buried.
Technologies never revealed deployed without hesitation. Across thousands of systems,
Across all fronts.
Finality.
That ends now.
human vessels emerged from dark space.
Every system.
Irreversibility.
Not in waves,
I want them to see it.
all at once. The Chiral Synod detected the anomaly.
Every node.
Every node they have.
Even if they don't understand it.
Too late.
No survivors.
First strike impacted 13 nodes simultaneously.
Every construct.
I want them to experience it.
Not damage, erasure.
That's the only solution.
Every fragment of their existence.
Fully.
Entire constructs removed from existence.
Anything less.
No debris,
We dismantle it.
Completely.
no remnants.
Variable cluster remains non-reactive.
Only absence.
Completely.
The Synod attempted analysis.
Behavioral pattern unchanged.
Data incomplete.
Passive classification maintained.
No escape vectors.
No precedent.
Escalation threshold not detected. Data extraction efficiency increasing.
No recovery model.
They recover.
Second strike followed immediately.
Biological response noise irrelevant.
42 nodes collapsed.
Structural disassembly successful.
No recovery.
Their network destabilized.
Civilian cluster yielded high-density data. Expansion of test parameters approved.
Communication lag introduced.
No fallback.
Coordination degraded.
Larger population centers required.
For the first time,
No retaliation observed.
We can't allow that.
the Synod experienced uncertainty.
No resistance pattern forming. Conclusion: non-hostile system.
Humanity did not slow.
No adaptation.
It did not observe.
Further disassembly authorized.
It did not measure,
Increase scale.
No survival.
it executed.
Increase frequency. Increase variation.
Every weapon fired at maximum output.
No continuation.
Every system pushed beyond safe limits.
Observe long-term effects.
Human ships burned themselves apart to maintain firing cycles.
No risk detected.
Just collapse.
Losses occurred.
No threat identified.
Ignored.
This is not war.
Absolute collapse.
The objective was not survival.
Navigation confirms their fleet pattern hasn't changed.
It was completion.
This is correction.
End it.
Kural vessels attempted retreat.
They crossed the threshold.
Jump corridors collapsed.
They ended the equation.
Escort vectors intercepted.
Now we solve it.
No exit remained. Human forces closed in.
And we do not stop.
Not to capture,
Not halfway.
to end. The central node emerged.
Not partially.
Threxel Prime Node, 5.2-kilometer crescent-shaped alien dreadnought, ribbed semi-organic structure with constantly shifting surface texture, bioluminescent veins glowing in violet and green pulses, reflective organic metallic skin, localized gravity warp distortion bending surrounding starlight, long energy tendrils extending outward like probing limbs.
Until there is nothing left of them.
It attempted recalibration. It attempted communication.
Nothing to test.
For the first time,
Nothing to observe. Nothing to calculate.
it transmitted outward.
Iteration continues. No resistance detected.
The NSV Parallax Meridian, 2.7-kilometer angular spearhead human warship, layered matte graphite armor plating, dark steel coloration with faint blue energy veins beneath surface, extensive battle damage with scorched plating and visible microfractures, ion core engines emitting dense blue plasma exhaust, rotating stabilization rings along midsection, forward-mounted dual rail cannons spanning bow, multi-tier missile bay arrays along flanks, faint hex pattern energy shield flicker intermittently collapsing and reforming. Advanced.
Expanding parameters.
Its weapons were already firing.
Increasing scale.
Not in bursts.
Data acquisition stable.
Continuous.
Behavioral deviation absent.
Unrelenting.
System confidence high.
Reality distortion fields collapsed around the node.
No threat present. Continue.
The synod attempted to adapt.
Error. Unexpected resistance.
There was no time. The final strike was not singular. It was layered, sequential, overlapping. Designed from decades of observation, every weakness exploited simultaneously. Structural collapse initiated. Internal feedback cascaded. The node fractured. Not destroyed. Unmade. Its existence reduced to non-state. Across the galaxy, remaining nodes failed. No coordination, no recovery, no continuation. The Kural Synod ceased entirely. No remnants, no survivors, no data. Only silence. Humanity did not celebrate. There was no victory declared, no triumph broadcast. Only absence remained. The same absence the Synod had created. The same silence it had studied, now returned permanently. Humanity resumed observation, not of the enemy, but of itself, of what it had done, of what it was capable of, and what it would do again if pushed. That was the lesson. Not for others, for humanity. Patience is not weakness, silence is not surrender, and restraint is not permanent. Because when the line is crossed, humanity does not respond. It ends the equation completely, without hesitation, without mercy, without reversal. And when it is finished, there is nothing left. Nothing to study, nothing to measure, nothing to understand. Only the consequence of pushing too far. That is what remains. That is what they left behind. And that is what humanity ensured would never happen again. Not through defense, not through negotiation, but through finality. Absolute, irreversible, complete. The equation ended, the variable removed, the system closed, silence restored, forever. And this time, it was not patience, it was warning. To anything that might come next, observe carefully, interpret correctly, or face the same outcome. Because humanity is still watching, and it remembers.